Hi.
How are we doing?
Good. And you?
Yeah, brilliant, thanks. I've changed the setting on my Skype recorder to mono. Um,
Okay.
Paul solved the issue for me because I didn't know that listening back to it, the viewer hears one voice in one ear and the other voice in the other. My
Hmm.
end, I hear them both in both, so I don't know how that works. I mean,
No.
have you experienced that?
Not really, because I'm listening no, most of the time not with the headset, with boxes. So it's not really
Oh,
not so. Maybe with the headset you listen, you hear that more when you listen to that.
yeah,
Maybe. Yeah.
I think so. Okay, so also, just before we launch into this, lots of people complain about sound issues. I don't know anything about it. I don't know what system they're using or what
Mm.
settings they've got. So, if anybody knows anything about this sound business, then if you can put some advice down in the comments or the people can read it and maybe make some modifications, I'll appreciate that. But I'm doing the best I can. I bought
Mm.
myself a decent headset. I've changed the configuration now onto mono, so it should be okay. I've got myself in good light. So has Chris, and we're ready to rock this joint.
Yeah, I don't know what you want to talk about. For me, the last 3 months or 2 months, a little bit, I don't know, turbulent, let's say. Yesterday, I had I don't know how you can call it, job interview, but what I told you is a voluntary service. In the next 2 weeks, I will try 2 days it out and uh, yeah, like you said it yourself, you have to try things out. I can't just think about it. Maybe I will like it. I don't know if I like it. I will try it out now, 2 days. Maybe I like it. I don't know if I like it. And then I will see from there if I do it for 1 year, that voluntary service or not.
Well, it'll
And then,
get you out the house. It'll get you meeting with a few people. It's not
yeah.
it's not a full-time job, and so
Mm.
I think there may be some benefits to derive from it.
Yeah, and I'm helping people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so mentally ill people. And that's funny to me to observe, like to the psychology of them,
Yes.
and maybe I learn something there when I do it for a
Yeah,
year.
indeed, that has always been something that I'd often considered to work within that realm, whatever
Mm,
capacity I could, not being qualified in psychiatry or
mm.
any of the other medical professions. But I just ended up studying my patients on my site.
Yeah, yeah, I'm still studying too.
Yeah, every day there's somebody to study, and it's quite, incredible how people can change within a few comments. It starts off all
Yeah.
great and everything's wonderful and this site's great, and then all of a sudden they're fucking and cussing because somebody said something that they're not in entire agreement with, and I look at what the problem was and I can't see a problem, and then I'm wondering about their mental stability, and on and on and on it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, good. I'm remembering last time or not the last time before that when you were laying in the bed when you had a problem with your back. We ended with I wanted to tell you a vision I had with meditation.
Right.
I think that's a bigger story, but I wanted to always to ask you something. What you think? If it was a, I don't know if it was an astral projection or if it just was a dream. I really don't know what it was. That I always wanted because you had astral projections, and I just like I told you, just tried it out for 2 weeks, but I really tried out lucid dreaming, not astral projecting.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe I just tell you that story. That
Yeah.
happened in 2014 when I had my mystical experience and walked around the whole month like in the dream state.
Right.
I can call that. And then I started meditating, and the whole month I had very vivid dreams the whole month over. and I didn't smoke weed anymore, and I stopped so many things in that month. Stopped smoking cigarettes, and
I think it would be the weed
yeah, that's
cessation that it allows you to remember dreams, because
yeah,
so
yeah,
many
that
people have told me that they don't dream when they are
when
prolific smokers
yeah,
of weed.
yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
allow you to remember them at all.
Yeah, good that you mentioned that. That's totally because I was a long time smoker every day. That's totally is true, totally true. That when you smoke a lot of weed, you don't remember your dreams anymore. For 10 years straight, I didn't remember my dreams because I was always smoking weed.
Yeah.
But when I stopped smoking weed, really. Extreme vivid dreams came out because a long time I couldn't remember that, and you don't when you don't smoke so much weed, you can remember your dreams. It's really has something, and there are studies, really scientific studies to that with weed and something with dreams. I don't know anymore. It's too long
Yes,
ago,
it's
but there's really
obviously to do with the chemicals involved, the HTC maybe, but
yeah, THC,
what's it called?
THC, uh,
THC. Yeah,
tetrahydrocannabinol. Yeah.
right. And I think it's a real deficit to people that smoke. I think smoking is great if you do it moderately from time
Yeah,
to
yeah,
time to
yeah, that's
but
the
if
important thing.
you are an incessant
Yeah,
smoker, then it numbs certain facets of the
no.
mind, and I think people just go into some sort of a stupor, really.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I know what you
Paul
mean.
says this as well, because he's known lots of people that he's seen the change in them. You know, when they are incessant smokers, there's something that isn't right.
You can compare that with same with alcohol. It's the same thing when you just at the weekend sometimes with your friends. Okay, you drink something, and sometimes at the weekends, not every weekend, or it's okay, moderate. But when you every day you're just drinking beer and stuff, you see the guys do the alcoholics that do that. It's like with weed, it's not so bad, it's not so harmful for your body, but like you said, it's really. I can talk from experience when I smoked weed every day for 10 years or over 10 years that you don't have the motivation. You really get. You don't want to do anything. You just want to smoke weed, and that's it the whole day. And it's yeah, it's
Yeah.
not good to do that. It's really
No.
not. I don't do that anymore.
I
It's,
mean, a very close friend of mine, whenever we used to go out or whenever we would go on holiday, there was always going to come a time when he could no longer stave off the desire or requirement to smoke weed. And instead of saying to me, listen, you know, I've got to go and sort my addiction out, I
no.
can't stay no longer, I've got to go and have a smoke, he knew that I would compromise him. And I'd say, well, it's only 10 o'clock. What the fuck are you going to do? You're going to leave me here on my own? You know,
Mm.
particularly when we're on holiday, we're in a foreign country. And what he did every single time, he would just disappear. He would say he's going to get a drink or he's going to go to the toilet or something, and then he'd just disappear. And he did this to me on New Year's Eve in Vegas, and he's done it lots of places in the world. This was the level and extent of his addiction. And people say that it isn't addictive. It's a psychological addiction.
Yeah,
It may
yeah,
not be a physiological addiction,
no,
but it's a
no,
psychological addiction.
no.
And it ruled his life for 20 years. And
Mm.
he only stopped when he was infertile, and so he went to see the doctors about this, and they said stop smoking that weed. After a month or two of stop smoking the weed, they had a baby, or she
Mm.
became pregnant. So
Yeah,
that's another thing then that it
yeah,
isn't good
that's
for.
yeah, it's has something to do with. I heard that too. Yeah, with something with that. But I'm doing that only. I'm still smoke. I do nothing like like I don't even eat meat. I don't drink alcohol. I just do maybe when the chance I have the chance, or I don't searching for it psychedelics when someone maybe next year I will do mushrooms. I don't know. I don't plan that. When it comes to me, it comes to me. Really, I don't plan that. But
Yeah.
it's the only thing. And we sometimes at the weekends. That's the only thing I do. Not smoking cigarettes, no alcohol, no stuff like that. It's not anymore like that. I don't want to do that anymore. And I think everybody can do what they want as long as they do it moderate. Like we said, you do it moderate, and that's okay. When I don't give a fuck if you want to drink alcohol or if you smoke weed or take psychedelics or some other stuff, as long as you don't do it every day. It's
Yeah, and so you walk in nature most days, I believe.
yeah, every day. Today I've had a great meditation in the forest, and yeah, it's every day I still do that.
So that's it's a great balance, isn't it? And
It's
I was just on the beach doing my daily sort of walk up and down on the beach for about 2 miles, and I made a video about balance, and it's about this what we're talking about now. So I won't elaborate on that much further, but I will upload that video. I recorded it for the first time on my phone, and I wasn't sure of the duration I could get and how it was going to turn out, but I think I've got something, so I'll see if I can upload it.
yeah.
What do you want to do? Do you want to do the astral projection dream thing first?
Yeah, that's a shorter one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I just want your opinion. What do you think? What it was? Just a dream, or maybe it was an astral projection?
Okay, so I'm really interested in this because I studied it a great deal, and I made a distinction between lucid dreams, regular dreams, dreaming that you are astral projecting. Now, this is a tricky one. This really is a tricky one because, like, it's a real fine line. If you're not really familiar with astral projection, you can very easily be deceived because you want an astral projection so bad, like I did. I practiced for 5 months every single day for 2 hours every single day, and it was a real strict regime. But because I wanted it so bad, I couldn't get it through the astral. My mind gave it to me in dreams. And I'm telling you, the feeling of the vibration was almost identical. The only difference being is when I was out, thinking I was out in the astral, it was dark and it was grainy. And an astral projection is multicolor. It's vibrant, and so that's the difference that I came to ascertain after some study.
Oh, okay. So. Yeah, it was weird. It happened in that month where I had real vivid dreams, and I laying in the bed. And normally I sleep on the side or on my stomach. Really, I don't sleep on my back.
Right.
But how I start? What I can remember is I'm laying on my back, and I'm seeing from two perspectives at once, and my light is on. And that's weird because I'm sleeping in a complete dark room. I don't sleep with lights on.
Okay.
And I'm laying on my bed, but I have two perspectives. That I'm my ego perspective and a perspective from outside of my body. Seeing that the light is on, I'm laying on my back, and I just. It's like you are in that dream phase when you're just woken up. You're not really know if you're woken up or not woken up.
It's called hypnopompia.
Okay.
It's called hypnagogia when you have these
hypnagogia, yeah. That's
well, when you are going into a dream, when you're falling asleep, that's hypnagogia. When you're coming out, it's called hypnopompia. And like you say, you're not sure whether you're dreaming or it's a reality.
Yes. You're like in almost in like in a meditative state. You're like in the trance state. You're not really thinking about so much. You're just having one thought at a time in a way. I just have that thought. Oh, that's strange. That I can see out of myself, and why I'm laying on my back and why the light is on. That's just the only thought I have. And then vibration started happening. So very slowly. And then the next thought was is that just my body or is the room vibrating?
Yeah.
And then I turned my head and looked to my cupboard there to think when really this is an earthquake, something would fall down there. Something is, or when nothing falls down there, it's just my body. So I was looking there, and then for some reason I just had the ego perspective anymore. I couldn't see myself out of myself anymore. I just
Right.
couldn't see. I was looking there and expecting something would fall down because everything was starting to vibrate more and more and more. My whole but nothing fall down, and I thought, okay, it's just my body. I'm vibrating more and more and more. And, okay, never had that, and at that point. I had no clue about astral projecting and maybe I heard something about lucid dreaming in some movies I saw, but again,
Oh,
it was in the beginning phase, shortly after my spiritual awakening.
right. So at this stage, then, just to clarify, you'd not been studying astral projection, and you've
No,
not been
no,
trying to do it.
nothing, no.
Okay,
And
brilliant.
that's what was so strange for me. What is that? So why is so extremely vibrating even more and more? And then I was sitting because I'm laying in the bed. I was sitting up in my bed straight because I want to know what happens to me. Everything started to vibrate even more and more. And at a point. I thought I can't stand this vibration. It's too much for my body for everything. Everything is too much, too strong of a vibration. And
Just before you carry on, I just want to explain to the viewer what this vibration's like, because it's an amazing thing, and I absolutely love it. And what it's like, it's like an all over, very intensive orgasm. And for me, I can only speak of, but I think it's pretty similar for most people. It comes in waves up your body. Your body starts to wave like this, and the energy is waving up and waving up and waving up, and it becomes intense like this. And often it's accompanied with like shrieking noises or massive machinery or pop, 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 pop of the ears, or something like this. On
hmm,
occasion, though, most occasions with me, it isn't accompanied by any noise, and you just get this woo 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 until when you feel like your spirit is leaving the body,
hmm.
and then it just feels light and ecstatic and buzzing, and then when you're out, then it's completely gone. But that feeling, it's really, I mean, how did you find it? I mean, many people find it terrifying when they don't know what it is, but when you are comfortable with it, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because I want to ask you because I don't think it was a real astral projecting because. That happened, that extreme vibration, that I really, the next thought was, that's too much, I can't stand it, it's just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And then the weird thing was and again, I don't have another word for it, but my pineal gland or my third, I don't know, like it was projecting a screen in front of me, like this monitor, like in front of me. I could see that a picture in front of me, but could see still around it.
Right.
It wasn't my whole perfect, my whole vision. It
Yeah.
just was like and I could see, of course, I was sitting in my bed up straight, and this vibration happened. I thought it's too much, and then this picture was in front of me. And the weird thing is, I saw a little girl with long black hair kneeling in front of a coffin and crying. And then I thought, okay, what does that say to me? I don't know. Then I don't know. I think you had that too. In dreams, you sometimes have like it's like the only word I have for it is like a telepathic communication and no words. You're just getting
Yes. Yeah.
like
That's
a like a instant message, you know, the whole like if you want to say that in words, you have to that would take you 48 hours talking straight to
Yeah.
tell that to somebody.
Yeah.
But that whole information, that whole information you get in 1 second. You just
know it.
You just, like, you know, the whole life from that person, the whole life in 1 second. It would take documentation. You have to watch 20 hours, have to watch that whole documentation, you know, that whole life. But that happens in 1 second, you know, like a telepathic message, or I don't know, that happened at the...
One moment, I'm just going to grab a pen and paper, because as we go through this talk, so what I'm starting to do now is just to make notes of the things we spoke about, so I can put it in the description of the videos. Otherwise, by the end, we've covered so many subjects, so it's kind of like, what do I entitle this video, you know?
Okay.
I'm taking microscopic steps towards some level of professionalism. My God. Okay, yeah, so carry on, please.
Yeah, it was a telepathic message for me. Like, I knew why that girl was crying. I knew in that coffin was laying her twin sister that died in some horrible accident. And at that point, I understood what I saw after that message. And then the vibration got even stronger than before, and then the old head hack syndrome happened. That really like a jump scare in horror movies or in horror games, like when you like a old, or do you know the horror movie as The Ring? The girl with the long black hair she jumped like me at that, you know, like at that point where the vibration was too strong. Like I had that little girl I know out of the coffin. I presume that jumped at me, because I knew everything now. Jumped at me, and then I woke up. That's the weird part about it. Then I was laying. Then I was sleeping apparently on my back, but that was just the whole stuff was just a dream. I just woken up because of that jump scare, and I was sitting up straight in my bed, and the whole light was off, because I sleep with lights off. And just sitting in my room, and in the complete dark room, and just thinking, what the fuck was that? And really, like, I didn't know what astral projecting or all that stuff was, you know, just an extreme vivid dream.
When you don't know about it, it's spooky shit.
Yeah, then the I don't know, because I was in that dream phase still. It happened in that month after my spiritual awakening. I don't know, mystical experience. I don't know how to call that.
Yeah.
I was still. Of course, the first, let's say, 10 seconds, I was sitting upside in my here in this room, in the black room, and the first is 10 seconds, my ego was kicking in, or my mind was kicking in. So, what the fuck? What was that? What was that for a dream? That wasn't a dream. That was more like a dream, and fear comes up for the first 5 seconds, but shortly after that, I just made the lights on and sat there and just thought, no, fuck it, I want to know what that my unconscious wants to tell me. I always was like that, but even before, like I told you, I always was interested in psychology, even before that experience, but after that experience, even more.
How
And
long
so
ago was that, incidentally?
that was in 2014. In my after that
Right,
was
2000.
in that
Okay.
in that month, in that dream phase month,
Yeah.
that happened. And I thought, and okay, I want to know what that means to me. What some spirit or my spirit guides or what the fuck my own soul wants to, my unconsciousness wants to tell me with that. And then just sat there and thought about it, and in a way, I just how you say. Wait a second, I have the translator here. I comforted them. I just comforted these two girls in my head. I just sat there and imagined in my third eye or in my mind they were sitting with me in my bed. These two twins. Girls that I saw and just said to them that everything is alright now. That I don't know why I did it even. It was like an intuitive thing, like uh, even to take it into the esoteric, like spirits came to me that thought he can help us to finish this because this memory is so bad or something like that. And I had that telepathic connection, and I knew why all that stuff happened, and I just comforted them for I don't know 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I just sat there and imagined in my mind to talk with these or with myself in a way, with my inner child or something. And after 10 minutes or 15 minutes, it was like a feeling like. First it was like a bad dream, bad experience. The first 10 seconds was like fear comes up, and but because I didn't run from it or didn't thought that's just a dream, I really sat with myself or sat with my unconsciousness and comforted myself or these ghosts or spirits, I don't know. Everything just cleared up, and I never had bad dreams after that or something like that. That I just thought after that. After in 2015 I was looking into lucid dreaming and astral projecting. I always thought to myself, was that astral projecting or a dream in an astral project? Like you said, like I dreamt of an astral projection, or it was I don't know. That was I always want to.
Yeah, I would rule out the dreaming part of it because you weren't consciously trying to achieve this. And if you
Mm,
go with what Freudian's interpretations of dreams are, then he says that dreams are a wish fulfillment. And
mm,
so when we desire something, then it will be given to us in our dreams. And I can absolutely swear, I'm very, very familiar with Freud on dreams. I've read that book 4 times,
mm,
very intensely, studied dreams for a long time, and I know that to be true. That when we want something so badly, then it will be given to us. I.e., if you miss a loved one, someone that's died, and you think about them long and hard enough, you will see them. They'll come to you in your dream, and they'll be resolved on something.
mm,
So I would say that it wasn't. A wish fulfillment in the dream, that it was in
mm,
actual fact an astral projection, and you got a double whammy. You got the vision. You know, we
mm,
all go somewhere. We go into another reality, it seems, and so you
mm,
went into that reality, but then also you got the old hag come about.
mm,
Mostly people only get the old hag because the old hag comes about um, whilst the vibration is almost full on, or as soon as it's
mm,
subsiding and you're going out into the astral, then that's when they launch upon you. And I've
mm,
had several things launch upon me, and I haven't had the the old hag thing, but I
mm,
think. Um, you see, some people, everybody has a different thing. But you see, the one thing that's stuck on the internet is the old hag, and you see this artist impression of this like demon launching on someone's chest with fangs. I don't know whether you've seen that one.
No, like I saw like the little girl, like
Well,
the
yeah,
girl
no,
from the ring, like with long black
yeah.
hair, like jumping at me like
Yeah,
that.
so what I'm
Yeah,
saying is that the typical archetype is like this hag with fangs, and she's like really demonic. But I don't think it really is like that. I think that's just
no,
a caricature. I think
yeah,
it's an interpretation, because in
yeah,
my experience, I had one of these things, shadow entities, launch upon me, and they come about in an instant. They are
yeah,
just there.
no,
And it's kind of like they want to shock you. But
yeah,
one came on me, and I never opened my eyes. I felt the weight on my chest. I heard it breathing. It
yeah,
was
yeah. I know
breathing.
that. Yeah,
That
I know.
story, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I know that story.
and so
Yeah,
I'm just going to go over just a little bit for the benefit of the viewers, because if they're into this astral projection, then it's really weird.
yeah.
And so it came nearer and nearer to me, curiously, and it was like that, and then it started to lick up my neck like this, and I was thinking, this is weird shit. And I thought, I'll let you stay for a little bit longer, but if you continue with this weird shit, I'm fucking you off. And so it's and all that, and I could feel the breath. I could feel the breath. I was completely compass mentis. I was in bed. I had the vibrations. I hadn't left the body. Chris, and this is the thing. I'm lying there and I'm perfectly compass mentis, and I'm thinking, what on earth is this? And then I went, in the end, fuck off. And then I opened my eyes and I went, did that really happen? Did that shit really happen? It did happen. The next time was when like a shadow Black Panther started to launch up over the end of the bed. When you're just coming out of the body and you're in the astral, then I saw this shadow of it was looked like just some smoke, dark, very very dark smoke coming up over the end of the bed, and I could feel like on the bed. That's one of the things that people very often get. You feel like a cat's walking over the bed or something. And then as soon as it came up over, I was looking at it in the astral, and it dived on me, and it turned into a beautiful Egyptian woman.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I think. So too, when you look up that astral projection stuff, and of course there are so many people that saying, oh, they're of course these Christians, oh, that's demon stuff, and so, and I always think that's just your mind, your own interpretation. I had a weird experience, and of course, from my own experience, I had the choice to go there to the 10 seconds to, of course, it was a bad experience, and now I have something launched at me, and now I'm possessed or something, and I don't get rid of it, and now I have to do this and this, and then no, fuck that. I am in control of everything. That just was my own mind. That was just
exactly.
even if there's something like in the astral, there are beings or something like that. You still have the control of everything.
Absolutely.
You,
absolutely,
yeah.
It is you.
Yeah, and that's why I in that dream state, I transformed that bad experience into a good experience. Like that's why I comforted them that visit me. That even that the girl that launched at me, I comforted them. That I know that's the pain when you lose your brother or sister. Of course, it's a pain, but that's now over, and you can look forward to another life or something like that. You know, like in a way, I know I was thinking to them like that. I was comforting, and I transformed even that bad fear energy into a good experience for me
So
in a way.
you transmuted that negative energy, and this is exactly you see the metaphor in that. If we apply that to life, then we'll get along so much better. But people
Yeah,
are always too easily prepared to assume the position of the victim, and they're getting on me, they're affecting me. But if you look at it like that, then it will be. I never look at things like that. I always look at how I can transmute any apparently negative situation into a positive one. And
yeah,
when you do that, then you grow exponentially,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's really is a marvelous feeling of well-being and
Mm.
achievement.
Yeah, yeah, you see, you can control your own emotions and everything. And when you see that, like in that example, you have the choice that you can think, oh, I have that bad experience and now I have a problem. But the only one that thinks is that is you. You think you have a problem because you think that you create a problem because
That's
you
right.
think that way.
Just let me stop you there. The reason why I'm looking like this is because there's one seagull that comes to visit, and he sits on the corner of my balcony. And it's a curious thing. I'm on the 10th floor,
Uh,
and he comes here every day. And I had them in my other apartment that I did a film, and I had them banging on the window like this. Once I
yeah,
put
yeah,
them on one occasion,
and
then he's
yeah.
banging, 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 bang, ah, telling me get the fucking fish out, mate. I'm here.
Yeah,
So
I
he's
know that
there
video.
now.
I know that video, and in my everyday walks through the forest, there's one. I don't know the word in English. The name of that bird. That's a little singing bird with a red. Uh,
Robin.
yeah, yeah, that has the red. Yeah, yeah, red robin that always follows me when I not every day, but let's say at least once or twice a week. That when I walk my round, that red
Yeah.
robin follows me and flies like uh, uh, like 10 meters in front of me, waits till I
Yeah,
come there, and then
they do.
flies
This
another
is
thing.
this is an
And
absolute phenomenon because Paul and I we've noticed this together and also individually.
uh,
When you are in the woods, that is the only bird that really seems to come and wants to be
yeah,
with you.
yeah,
And
even
it flies from place to place, in place and place, in proximity, and it will stay with you.
even
Whilst you're in the wood, it's like they're coming up, they're going, so you're in my wood, yeah? What do you
yeah,
want? What do you want
yeah,
from my wood?
and they
Oh,
see
have
me
you got
every
anything for me?
yeah, yeah, and they see me every day. That now they know me. That and they even come really sometimes really close when I sit there. There's a bank, and I sit sometimes sit there, do a short meditation or just observing. And there's a little rock there that's really like 2 meters or something, or 1.5 meters away from the bank. And sometimes once or twice that happens. The red robin comes and lands on that rock in front of me, like 2 meters. Yeah, let's say 2 meters in front of me on the rock, and looks at me.
Yeah,
That's
it's amazing. Maybe you
it's
should start taking a little bit of food with you.
yeah. I
You
thought that too. Yeah, maybe.
see if you can get like a few of them following you around. Um,
Yeah,
okay, so you was saying about the transmutation of stuff, and this is absolutely. I don't believe that that there's any negative, evil
mm,
entities per se out there.
mm,
I believe that 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 it's full of opportunity,
mm,
and it does appear to be full of opportunists, and things will face you off like demonic faces. But if you're
mm,
not afraid,
mm,
then they go away or they'll change into something else. And
yeah,
when this Black Panther thing, it started off a dark, shadowy, smoky thing, then it turned into like a Black Panther shadow thing, and then when
mm,
it launched on me, it was expecting that I was going to be terrified. But when I
yeah,
wasn't terrified, when I was open, that's when it manifested in an instant in this beautiful, naked, young Egyptian woman. And
mm,
she looked at me, kind of dismayed, and she went, "You're not afraid? You
mm.
know, you like me. You like me." Like this she was. "You like me." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Fuck, I like you."
Yeah,
Fuck, I
yeah,
like you. Thank you,
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, Fucking hell.
Yeah,
So yes, it's all about interpretation.
yeah,
I never ever felt afraid. I'm always very, very curious. I want to see, and I'm just like you in the respect, Chris, that I'm prepared to
mm,
negotiate. I'm prepared to
yeah,
say, well, what do you want?
yeah, yeah. What?
If you
It's just
are,
myself. It just I know that now. It's just everything is just myself. It's just everything's just a reflection of myself, and I'm not running away from myself. I want to know what I want to say to myself in a way. I want to. Even if I have some pain in a way, even a bad memory, I don't say no. I don't want to think about that. Then okay, why does that hurt? I want to know why. I want to find out the root of that.
yeah,
You could say I had twice in my life I had some beginning phase of a depression because the circumstances of my life. But every time I always was like that, more introverted in a way that I always know. I want to know why it's fucked up. I want to know, really want to know the root of it, why it's fucked up. And when you really find that out, sometimes it takes longer, of course, to find that out. You really have to think about it and have to be honest to yourself. But when you find that out, it's so easy to switch that for you then, because you totally see why you do that, why you have that program, or why
transmute
you
the energy in
yeah,
an
yeah,
instant.
and then you can easily switch that. You can say, ah, now I know why I did that, and
I'm
then
just going to
it's
open the door, Chris.
yeah, okay.
It's still very warm here.
It's weird weather here. It's very warm for October. Yeah, here in Germany too.
Sorry, weird weather.
Yeah, it's warm here in Germany too for October.
Right.
It's a very good weather. I'm not complaining.
Goodo. So yes, the extra astral projection experience, it's absolutely marvelous.
Yeah.
And since I did my DMT,
Mm.
I can't do it anymore. And since I did,
Maybe. Yeah.
I want to say since I did the DMT, about a week or two after, I started to feel a negative energy crawling on me,
Mm.
and it just felt like. Uh, and my body would go spiky and prickly. It would feel
Mm.
spiky and prickly, and the vibration wasn't a pleasant one. It was
Mm.
a and I used to
Oh.
say, okay, come on then. Come on,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Mm.
Come on. Show yourself to me. And it never
Mm.
would.
Yeah,
And
yeah. When you
after it used to come about 5 times,
yeah.
then in the end, as soon as it used to come on again, it wouldn't come out. I would wait for about an hour, to
Mm.
try to see if it would come, but it wouldn't come. And so
Mm.
when it started again on subsequent occasions, I just went, "Oh, fuck off! You're not serious. You're not serious."
Yeah,
And so it left me alone. And
yeah.
I've tried to astral project since then. I've not been anything like as serious as I was before, like every single day. But
Mm.
I often get up every single night I get up in the middle of the night, and often I'm completely wide awake.
Mm.
And so I'll think to myself, well, I'll go back to bed and I'll try to astral projection. Never can do it. Can't even get vibration, and I don't know what that is.
Yeah, maybe now it's not the time or something like that. Maybe your mind says no, not right now. You can maybe it's like that. It's you can do that, but your unconscious knows more than your conscious mind, and then
This is why I love our conversations, Chris, because you really are on the ball. That is exactly what it's like, because my ego wants it,
yeah,
but
yeah,
my unconscious, my higher
yeah,
self, doesn't want it. And so what
yeah.
I do is I go through all the egoic thing and
Mm.
relax myself for an hour, and I don't move and everything like that. And I'm going through all the visions of what I want to create, and it just isn't happening. I'm not getting any symptoms. And so
Mm.
I know, and I speak and listen to the higher self, and I go, okay, you're right, I was
Yeah,
wrong. And so I
yeah.
roll over And just like you say, intuitively, I know that my higher self doesn't need it anymore.
No.
It's not something that it wants to concern itself with. I've been there and I've done it. And to be
No.
perfectly fair with you, this is a curious thing, Chris. I really, really wanted to do it. And when I have about 12 astral projections, and I was saying I just want to get this one that's absolutely real, and I'm convinced that it is a reality, and I'm not dreaming or anything like this. And I had that one, beautiful, multicolour, technicolor, beautiful girls, having sex with me. And they just come to me for sex, basically. And I'm looking and I'm feeling it, and it's absolutely real. And I said to myself there and then, I said, this is happening. Without a shadow of a doubt, this is happening. Since then, that seems to be it. I've never had one since.
Yeah.
And so it seems that my deep unconscious, or the higher self, it's wanted to show me something, and I wanted to see it, and now I've seen it. It's not necessary anymore.
Yeah, like we said, you invented it, myth-busting. You just myth-busted it for yourself, and now you know it, and now you don't have to prove it again and again and again to yourself. You know it now.
Although I would really love to do it. I'd love to do it every night.
Yeah. Maybe like I said, maybe not right now. You can always do it, of course, when you. But maybe not right now. It's not the time for it. Like I do it with some topics. I sometimes I make a few days of psychology, and then I feel like, no, that's enough psychology. Now I have to look into another topic, and after 3 months, and then again it comes up like intuitive, like, oh, okay, now I can again watch new videos of that, or new blogs or new articles or stuff like that. I don't plan that stuff. I really let it come to me. So something.
This is a curious thing. I call it being a knower and being a seer. When you're a knower and when you're a seer, then the ego doesn't do it.
No.
I never say to myself egoically, I'm going to learn about this, or I'm going to learn about that. The intuition provides me with things that I'm going to learn about. The unconscious, it delivers up, it guides me in a way into what I'm going to be experiencing next. And so this is why I don't try to do anything. I don't have any plans about anything. I am absolutely convinced that there's a higher self, and it is guiding me. And I think it's guiding everybody, but you see, the egoic mind, it doesn't recognize it in most people. But when you become intuitive, and when you meditate, and when you acquire this knowledge and wisdom, then you can see it and feel it. Absolutely. You know it's there.
You feel it more of a way. You don't think about it. You feel it more. And that's the funny thing. I say that's one of the bigger topics I think about the last 2 months about because that's one of the biggest topics in my whole life, because I never wanted to really go working, but of course I tried it because the society wants it for me, and my family and my friends, everybody says to you, you have to work and you have to do this and that, and of course I always tried it, but then I thought of myself, maybe I'm really that lazy of a person. I don't want to do. Don't want to work.
Can you hear this, viewer? How you're saying it, like, yeah, I've heard about this thing called work, and I've tried it, and I don't really like it, so I don't want to try it again. It's like a bit like having sex with someone that fancies you, but you don't kind of fancy them. But you think, oh, she might be okay, and then when you have the sex, you think, well, it wasn't that good, and I don't want to try it again.
It's not so. And, but that's the biggest topic for me. Then. Always thought maybe I'm really that lazy or something, because everybody says to you, you are just lazy, you have to work, you're just lazy. But no, I'm just want to live right here and now. And some say that's escapism, and I don't think that's escapism. I don't want to escape reality. I want to be in reality, and I only can be in reality right here and now. I can't be tomorrow or yesterday.
They've got no comprehension of it, because all they're doing is speaking the propaganda that they are full with, and so they are labeling you these societal labels that society uses to oppress people like you and I.
That you are just lazy, or just want to meditate all day and just want to philosophize, and
you just want to live off our taxes. I'm paying taxes to keep you. Please.
I always say, okay, I even to a degree I can understand them, why they think that way, but I don't blame them. I say I always try to treat people like I want to be treated, and I would say to people, you can live your life how you want to live your life. I can live my life I want to live. Why are you judging me? I'm not judging you. I can say to you, why are you buying all that fucking crap? Do you really need that every year new handy, every all that new fucking stuff that you don't really use? And I don't do that. I don't judge them for that. They can do with their money whatever they want to do. I don't want to. But when I get judged, I don't have much money because I live from the state, you could say. Or you can say. But even when I'm seeing a homeless guy and I have €2 or something, and I think, oh, come fuck it. When I am that person, I always see myself. Even in a homeless guy, I see myself. So when I'm that guy, fuck it. I would be happy to get €2, and I give them €2. Then a friend that has a lot of money, really drives a Audi, a really expensive car and stuff like that, and he judges me for giving a homeless guy money. Like, why are you giving him money? You don't have money yourself, but you're giving a homeless guy money. And what the fuck? I'm just giving a homeless guy money because I want to give him money.
Yeah, but let me say something. This is what I do, you see. I never ever pay into these containers when people are shaking these containers for charity.
Not that way.
I'll never subscribe to any charity. And when anybody ever asks me if I want to subscribe, you know, when you get them at airports and this sort of thing, I say the world is my charity, and people in need are my charity, and whenever I come upon them, then that's who gets the benefit of my charity. But you see, what people don't understand about this, Chris, is you want to give to this person. I want to give to this person, and it seems to me that we are giving to ourselves, because you know, this all one business, but you if you break it down into small increments, you can actually discover that this is a reality. And when you give, what you're doing is you are extending your heart into that other person, and you are feeling the gratitude of his extended heart into you, and so your hearts are then are feeling the resonance of the exact same thing, which is love, I guess. Compassion, empathy, and so when I give, it makes us feel good, and so it's a win-win situation. It's a reciprocal thing. Even though you are giving away, you are still receiving. And so, but if they can't see that,
they don't see that. They just see the money. They just see the money aspect of it. That the €2 you could buy a hamburger with or something. They just see. I have one friend like that, and he just is like that, and I don't judge him for that. I even like that he is so honest with me. I even say to him, I like that you are honest with me, that you are even expressing yourself, even it's you could say expressing in a negative way, but I like that. Even I like that more rather than people are like just these fake people that always are nice to you, but behind your back. Then I really want that people say to me, "You're fucked up. You're just a little bit crazy." And then, okay, I may be crazy, but we still can talk with each other. And then, okay, but when they're just pretending that they like me, or then I don't want to even talk to them. That's just I don't want to deal with fake people. Really don't want to deal.
Pointless.
Yeah,
Pointless.
yeah,
So just to end this video and this conversation, I was at a supermarket the other day, and outside the supermarket was a travelling girl,
mm,
and she was from a country near Latvia, Slovenia.
yeah, Slovenia, yeah.
Yeah, and she was blonde and she was really thin.
Mm,
Not unhealthily thin. She looked healthy, but she was traveling around backpacking, and she had a little ukulele type thing.
mm,
And she's sitting outside the supermarket, and she's playing and singing.
mm.
And I just parked my bike, and I said hello, and I stood there and listened while she went through the whole rendition of uh, Jason Mraz's "I'm Yours."
Good.
I'm
Yeah,
yours.
yeah,
Well, you done me, ba. And it's a
yeah,
long song, and so she
yeah.
she she went all the way through all the verses, and I love that song because I play it myself. And
Mm,
so at the end of it, I said that's beautiful, and I started to talk to her, and then I said, well, I've got to go and get some food and everything. So I went into the supermarket, and I came out and started talking to her again, and she was a lovely girl. She was very forthcoming and everything like this, and she wanted to talk more, but I had things to do, and so I gave her €10, and she
mm.
looked at it, and she was shocked, and she went, "Are you serious?" I went, "It's €10." She said,
Yeah,
"This is a lot."
yeah, yeah.
I,
For
I,
her,
I,
that's a
I, I
lot. Yeah,
said, I said, it's all relative,
yeah,
sweetheart.
yeah,
You know
no,
what I'm saying? It's all
yeah,
relative.
yeah.
And enjoy your traveling. And I gave her my email number because she says she's coming back. And I said to her that I'd like to do an interview with her.
Mm,
And so she can tell me about how she travels, because
yeah, yeah,
she
it's
travels
interesting.
sleeping on the beach and sleeping in
Yeah,
doorways.
that's
For,
it.
for,
Yeah.
for a slight girl,
Mm.
I want to know what her story is about that. And so maybe she'll contact me, and I gave her the Awake and Brave details. And so maybe you were seeing her.
Brave, at least she's brave. When she does that, brave is she. Maybe she's awakened too.
And she started talking to me about all this spiritual stuff, which
Ah,
was,
then,
and
okay.
she was talking to me about the law of attraction. She was saying,
Oh,
it's amazing, it's amazing. Let me tell you this. One day, I never had any money, and I wanted to go to so and so on the train, and like it was raining, they couldn't get a lift, and so I couldn't get the money. But what happened is, whilst I was waiting for somebody to send me some money, and then it turns out that they couldn't do it. But outside the bank, I saw somebody go to the cash till thing, and they took out the card, and they was on the phone, and they went away as if they'd forgotten about the money. They left the money in there, and she says, I went over, and I was going to give her the money, but then she'd gone, and I couldn't find her. I looked at the money, and it was exactly the same amount that she needed for the train fare.
yeah,
So what she did was she went and buy the train fare with this, and then
mm,
she got a call from her mum or something saying, "Oh, the money's transferred now; it's in your bank." And
mm,
so then this girl who went to the cash till, and left her money, she came running back, and she was looking around. She says, "Anybody seen anybody that's took any money from here?" And she says,
mm,
"Oh yes, I found it." And so
mm,
she gave her then the money that she got out of her bank that her
mm.
mum sent her,
Yeah.
and so then the girl who received the money gave her
Mm.
€10 back. So you see how
That,
it worked.
uh,
She found out the cash till the exact fare for the train.
mm.
So she bought the ticket, and then her mother sent her some money so she could afford it anyway. Then the girl came back, and she kind of like, oh fuck, it was me, yeah. And then she could have the money to give her, and then for doing that, she was given money back.
Yeah.
Things like
Synchronicity.
this.
Yeah, synchronicity. I don't believe in coincidence anymore. Like in 2015, I could tell you so many stories. 2015 was so crazy year for me. After that year, I told even I said to myself, I can't believe in coincidence anymore. I can't. I know I would lie to myself if I say that's a coincidence. I know
Well,
that's
we're up to 57 minutes now,
okay.
Chris. So if we end this video here, then we can choose either coincidence or the other subject that you wanted to speak about.
Yeah, I don't. Coincidence or the meditative vision, like
Yeah,
we can
okay,
talk
so we'll
about
do
that.
that one. So bye for now, people.